Hey guys, today we're going to read chapter 19. I know many of you read a good portion of it yesterday, but as it is the most important chapter in the book, I want us to read it again so we can go deeper into the discussion. This chapter represents the climax of the novel. It's the turning point of the novel where Jonas fully comprehends the extent of his community's issues and decides to make a change. Before we get started, let's go ahead and record this definition, author's purpose. The author's purpose is the reason the author includes particular information in the passage. So yesterday we said that the reason Lois Lowry includes the information about how Rosemary died is to foreshadow what will happen to Jonas in the end. We said that, but for some reason he's probably not going to fulfill the responsibilities of being the receiver. Today we're going to be talking about author's purpose again, and there is a question about author's purpose on your Prove It today. Before we begin to read, let's take a look at the last paragraph of chapter 18. We said yesterday that these paragraphs foreshadow or predict in the future something. Let's read them again, and then we're going to take a few minutes to write at least 2 sentences stating what it foreshadows and why you think this. So go ahead and make sure you have your practice sheet out in front of you and take a look at those paragraphs in italics. Read along with me as I speak out loud. The giver was quiet for a moment, obviously thinking. You know, he said finally, if they lost you, with all of the training you've had now, they'd have all those memories again themselves. Jonas made a face. They'd hate that. They certainly would. They wouldn't know how to deal with it all. The only way I deal with it is by having you here to help me, Jonas pointed out with a sigh. The giver nodded. I suppose, he said slowly, that I could... You could what? The giver was still deep in thought. After a moment, he said, if you floated off down the river, I suppose I could help the whole community the way I've helped you. It's an interesting concept. I need to think about it some more. Maybe we'll talk about it again sometime, but not now. I'm glad you're a good swimmer, Jonas, but stay away from the river. He laughed a little, but the laughter was not light-hearted. His thoughts seemed to be elsewhere, and his eyes were very troubled. So guys, think about what this means. Think about what the giver is thinking about. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. And then write at least 2 sentences explaining what you think the giver is planning based on this dialogue. When you're done, you can close your Chromebook so I know that you're ready to move on.